Alright, this is part 2, guys. Talk for 20 minutes here and I'll end the video. End the video here. And I'm going to take my shower, get my beer, my smokes, and I might read that Middle Earth book, man. I'm excited to read that book, man. Peter Jackson's life, his journey, yeah. I've been reading the screenwriting book. Yeah, I took a couple days off reading the screenwriting book. I'm already like 100, like almost 150 pages of the book. I have like 150 pages left to go. I'm halfway through the book already. Not learning a lot. I'm going to reread the book like 2 more times. That way I'm prepped as a screenwriter, obviously. Yeah, man, do not let these fucking animals sleep you, man. My deal for Chris Hemsworth, if he's chosen for the Hidden Vampire movie, I'll pay him his nice... If he's worth under $200 million, I'll pay Chris Hemsworth $37 million. It's a good paycheck for him. I'll give him $1.5 million for the merch. And I'll give him a $7 million post-filming bonus. So he'll make his 40 what? His 45 million, whatever it is, for the movie with his bonuses and salaries. And I'll give him 0.1% of the profits, obviously, if the movie does 110 billion or less. If it does more, I'm giving him 0.07. That way he doesn't dupe me, man. He'll still make his $44 million in royalties. Hence, Chris Hemsworth signed a what? A $90 million deal. A $91 million deal. Money that he does not make in Hollywood. He made a lot of money for Avengers. I heard he made $76 million for both the Avengers movies. He made like $15 million, I heard, for Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. And he made like $76 million in royalties for both movies, I heard. Something like that. Oh yeah, I'm paying more money than how much we even made for Avengers. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. He signed a massive $90 million deal, Chris Hemsworth. If he gets angry because he's a greedy shark, Ivan, like, why is 0.1% just a big deal to him? Like, Chris, I'm not going to let you dupe like that, man. If you get 0.1% and the movie does like $150 million, you're going to walk away with like $80 million, $7 million. That's crazy, man. I'm not going to let you dupe like that. 65, 70, you're being too generous. Keep him around that 40, 30, 45, $50 million range. That way he doesn't dupe you. You know what I'm saying? Same goes for Natalie Portman, man. My deal for Natalie Portman, I'll pay her $34 million. I'll give her a nice $3.5 million post-filming bonus, and I'll give her a $1.5 million for the merch sales, obviously, to be featured on the posters. You guys get your $1.5 million for the merch. That's it. You're not getting a percentage of the royalties, 0. And I give her 0.1 if the movie grosses 110 billion or less. If it does more, she gets 0.07. If Natalie Portman's agent gets angry, I'm like, look, Natalie, if you don't like my offer, I can terminate the royalty deal, and I can just pay your flat salary. You'll make less. You'll still make your rich millions, obviously, but you're making less. No, I it's a deal. You're very generous. Yes, if the movie does more and I give you 0.7%, you'll still make your millions. You're still going to make your like $44 million in royalties. Yeah, you're going to walk away, I don't know, a good like $35 million plus after taxes in your bank, Natalie Portman. Money that you don't make in Hollywood. You only made like, I don't know, $7 million for Thor Love and Thunder. And I paid you $34 million and I gave you $1.5 million for the merch. And I gave you what? A nice a nice piece of profits. You made your nice $40 million, $45 million, $50 million in royalties. Depending on how much the movie does, obviously, right? You're going to be like $35 plus million richer. $36 million, $37 million richer. Chris Hemsworth would be like $38 million, $40 million richer. $38 million richer, yeah. Mark Wahlberg will be like $38 million richer. Almost $4 million in his bank he's walking with. 38 to like $4 million in his bank, just depends. It's a fat, you guys signed a fat contract. Even though the amount of money you're making is peanuts compared to how much you're making, don't hate us. All the actors walked away with a big paycheck for the Great Escape movie. The small A's actors all walked away with like a $36+ million check in their bank after taxes and their agent and their rates. And the bigger ones like Will Smith and Dwayne Johnson and all them, they walked away with like an $80 million check in their bank. $75 million. Just depends how much they do. Most likely $80 million around there after taxes. Will Smith or Dwayne Johnson walked away with, obviously. I told you, because Will Smith is a greedy animal, and he's very, very big in Hollywood, he thinks he's the best, obviously. He is pretty much the biggest actor in Hollywood, right? Well, Keanu Reeves is bigger than Will Smith. He's bigger than Will Smith, obviously, but what? Will Smith is like pretty much the best of the best in Hollywood. Him and Keanu Reeves and Dwayne Johnson, all of them, obviously. Will Smith is cocky. He's a cocky dude. I remember I saw, what was that movie that he did, man? Remember that movie? Remember his Netflix movie that he did? He's a cop in that alien world, whatever it is. I forget what it's called. Yeah, Will Smith is a cop, and his partner is like an alien, a monster alien. Yeah, I forget that movie, that Netflix movie that came out. Will knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know that movie. Yeah, that came out on Netflix, obviously. Yeah, I remember I saw his interview at Comic Con, and Will Smith's like, "Yeah, I'm the one making all the money." He's like smiling, and saying he was cocky. I'm like, "Yeah, Will Smith is a cocky dude, man. Because he's big, obviously. He can easily go because Will Smith is used to getting paid like a lot of money in Hollywood, and he can easily negotiate for his 20, 30, $40 for his movies. Obviously, something tells me he'll get angry if I do this deal. He'll get a bit angry. Obviously, I'm like, hey, well, this is my offer. I'll pay you $63 million in salary and bonuses. It's a good deal for you, and I'll give you 0.3% of the profits if the movie does 110 billion or less. If the movie does more, you get 0.2. You'll still make your 80, 90, $100 million in royalties. The movie does 130 billion and you get 0.2%. You're still going to make your like $85 million in royalties. Walk away with your $70+ million in your bank, $73 in your bank around there. You might get angry because Will Smith is a greedy shark. Ivan, like, why is 0.3 such a big deal to you? The deal should be the more money your movie makes, the more money we make, Ivan. We celebrate together. We share in your success, Ivan. Like, no, Will, I'm not going to let you do it like that. I'm not going to let you walk away with like $200 million, $150 million of my money. That's crazy. You rip me off. I'm not going to let you do it like that, man. I don't want these actors do it like that, man. No, man. If the movie does more and you get less, you get 0.2. You're still going to make your 100, 105, 108, 90, 95, $80 million in royalties. It's a fat contract Will Smith signed. He signed his massive 160, 140 million deal, whatever it is. $150 million deal. You're still going to make your $70+ million over taxes, Will. $70 to $80 million over taxes, depending on how much you make. If you make, he'll most likely make about 100 because it's guaranteed about 1.5 billion people are going to buy my Hidden Valley movie. Will Smith will make his like $80 million over taxes. You're $80 million richer, almost $100 million richer. I gave you a good deal. As you don't make this in Hollywood, Will. You make your $40 million on average, $20 million for your movies in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And his Will Smith's agent might get angry, obviously. Because the agents that represent Will Smith are all powerful agents in the industry. As Will Smith and Dwayne Johnson, all of them are all signed with the big companies in Hollywood, the big agencies in Hollywood. And those big agencies in Hollywood, the agents who represent those actors are greedy sharks. And say, Mike, get angry. Ivan, like, why is 0.3% such a big deal to you? I'm like, guys, I'm not going to let Will Smith dupe like that or Dwayne Johnson. If the movie does more, I'm giving him 0.2%. That way they don't dupe me, man. Otherwise, if you give them 0.3, they're going to walk away with like 140, 150, even $200 million in their bank. You're being way. They're $200 million richer. No, man, you're being way too generous. Keep them around. Keep all the big guys around that 100, 105, 108, 80, 90, $75 million in royalty range. The way they don't rip you off. And then the ones who are worth like 200, 250 million, those guys like Leonardo DiCaprio, those guys, you keep them around that like 55, 60, 70, $80 million range in royalties. $90 million range in royalties around there. And the guys who are worth like 199 to like 70 million, those guys, you keep them around that 30 million is highly unlikely in royalties. You keep them around that 40 to $50 million range in royalties. That way these fucking animals don't dupe you, man. That way these animals don't dupe you. You see what I'm saying? That way these animals don't dupe you, because you do not let these fucking animals dupe you, man. Yeah. Obviously, Dwayne Johnson and Will Smith might get angry. Like, Ivan, like, why is 0.3% such a big deal to you? My guys, I'm not going to do them like that. The movie does more, you get 0.2. You're still going to make your like $100 million in royalties if the movie does 1.5. If 1.5 million people buy it. If the movie does 130, 140, 120, you'll still make your 90, 85 million royalties. You're still going to walk away with your $70+ million in your bank, obviously, after taxes and your agent. It's a good deal, isn't it? That's how much Dwayne Johnson made before taxes for like 3 movies in 1 year. I heard Dwayne Johnson's highest pay year was like he made like $7 million for starring in like 3-4 movies during that 1 year, and that's before taxes. He made that. He made like $40 million after taxes for all those movies, obviously $7 million, and then he made $7 million after taxes for just my movie alone, or one movie alone. My company blows out of the water. But Dwayne Johnson, Will Smith will accept my live, it's a deal. You know what I'm saying? Even if you give me 0.2%, I'm still going to make a lot of money. Yeah, you're still going to make your 80, 90, $100 in royalties if the movie does grosses more. Most likely $100 million you'll make, right? I gave you a good deal, obviously. As Will Smith signed like his massive $63 million deal. He's going to make like his 80 plus million dollars after taxes. 85, 82, 83 million, whatever it is after taxes Will Smith is making. He signed a massive contract, obviously. See what I'm saying? Wayne Johnson signed a massive contract. He'll make his 70, 75, 80 million dollars after taxes. 78 million around there. He'll make Dwayne Johnson's a lot of money. That's more than how much you made for all your movies combined in that 1 year when you made that like $69 million, Dwayne. And you're making $70 million after taxes, $75 million after taxes, 76, $77 million after taxes. You're $77 million richer to Dwayne. I gave you a good deal. But I have instant deal, yeah. Because I gave these actors a piece of my royalties, they're going to destroy. You're going to see Dwayne Johnson and Will Smith destroy the role of the captain on the boat, man. They're going to destroy the role because they strike. They know they're going to strike it rich. They sign a massive deal, man. My Skyscraper's company, yeah. You're going to see Dwayne Johnson and Will Smith working their asses off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Chris Pratt, I could have him compete for the role if you want. You can have him. There's other actors in Hollywood who are good for the role too. I forget. What's that guy's name again? You know what I'm saying? You can have Robert Downey Jr. compete for the role too if you want. Robert Downey Jr. is worth like $150 million. Pay him the same amount of money as Chris Hemsworth. The same deal, 0.1, 0.07, and $37 million, $38 million you can pay him. Good paycheck for Robert Downey Jr. You can have those guys compete. Because I'm not just going to hand Chris Hemsworth or Mark Wahlberg the job. No, man. I'm going to have them compete for the role, man. You guys have to compete. Chris Pratt, if I'm interested in him, I'll pay him a $10 million bonus and I'll pay him a $20 million salary. Because he'll probably be worth maybe $90 million by then. Or 100. Pay him $30 million. That's a good paycheck for him. $10 million bonus, $20 million salary. And you give him 0.1% or 0.07% of the profits, depending on how much money the movie grosses. That way these guys don't rip you off and you keep them in check and they don't rip you off, obviously. Obviously, right? Yeah, man, you got to be careful for the animals in Hollywood. Obviously, hence why all the Hollywood agencies, even the big ones who represent the big actors, are all going to tell these actors, yeah, guys, network with the Zane's actors. Ivan's company pays more than Hollywood. Yeah. He's willing to give all the A's actors a piece of his money, a small piece of his money. Yeah. The A's actors get 0.01% to 0.05. 0.05, 0.04 is very, very rare. You have to be like a big, big actor. Like for me to give you 0.05, you have to be worth like 60, 65, 60, $68 million as a small A's actor for a woman and a man. Whereas most of them are going to make 0.01, 0.02 because you got to watch out for your budget, obviously. Which is good enough. You're still going to make your $6 to $11 million in royalties. $4, $8 million in royalties. It's a nice paycheck for an A-list actor, obviously. And the big ones get 0.1 to 0.3. But most of them are going to get 0.1 or 0.07 because you got to watch out for your budget, obviously. The only ones who get 0.2 plus to 0.3 are the guys who are worth that 200 million plus. The guys who are worth like 200, 220, 250, those guys get 0.2. The guys who are worth their 300 plus million dollars, the really big ones, they get 0.3. That's how it works. Obviously. But most of the bigger aces are going to get 0.1%. Because you got to watch out. You know, if you hire three big ones, you got to be careful. Do not let these sharks dupe you, see what I'm saying? And now with the royalties, my company now beats out Hollywood. I'm now easily competing with Hollywood. I'm not paying the actors more money than how much Hollywood pays. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and all you actors in Hollywood, you already know how top notch my Skyscraper's company will be. You can see the future. You know what I'm saying? All you actors already know who's chosen for my 5 movies. You can see the future. I have the keys. You can see the future. Obviously, if you're not chosen, I'm sorry about that. You'll be left behind. You'll not be saved. If you're chosen, congratulations. You're going to experience success and fame with King Ivan and Queen VJ. And you will not be left. And you what? You will not be what? You will not be left behind. You'll be saved. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. End this video here in 5 minutes. And I'll take my shower. I'll go to the store and I'll get my beer, my smokes. obviously. Yeah, man, you gotta watch out for these animals in Hollywood. Do not let these animals in Hollywood dupe you. You see what I'm saying? Do not let the animals in Hollywood dupe you. You see what I'm saying? You gotta watch out for the sharks. You gotta watch out for the sharks. You gotta watch out for the sharks. Watch out for the sharks. You see what I'm saying? Watch out for the fucking sharks. Watch out for the sharks. Yeah, man. End it off here. I'm going to talk about the Lord of the Rings topic again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So all you Lord of the Rings nerds, I'm going to keep saying this, on Lord of the Rings Reddit, who love J.R.R. Tolkien, all you guys who are movie fans or book fans or both. There's some people who are book fans, but they're not really movie fans. There's some people who are movie fans, but not really book fans. There's some people who love both, obviously. But most people love both, obviously, right? All you Lord of the Rings fans who read the books and watched the movies, obviously. I'm going to give you a heads up. Some of you guys might like J.R.R. Tolkien's book better than my book. I'm gonna make that prediction, obviously. And some of you guys might even like Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy better than my Last of Us trilogy. Because everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not going to say you have to like Zane's better. No. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. There's going to be some fans out there who might like, yeah, I like Lord of the Rings better than Ivan's. I highly doubt it, though. Because I can't see Lord of the Rings topping that kind of story, and I'm acting in it. But some of the fans might like Lord of the Rings better than even my Zane's movie. But I highly doubt it because I'm acting in the movie as Prince Tacitus, which makes the movie that much better, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Obviously. Some of you movie critics on YouTube who I watch, you might like the Lord of the Rings books better than my Zane's book. And you might like Lord of the Rings movies better than my Zane's movie, because everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Something, yeah. But I highly doubt it, because I told you, Lord of the Rings, no offense, even though it's a masterpiece, it's a bit dry and it's a drag to read. As there's some sections in the book that are a little boring and what? A little boring, and you have to get used to Lord of the Rings over descriptive writing. You have to get used to all that, obviously. Right? I'm going to keep saying is, if you thought the Lord of the Rings actors destroyed the role, you know how Ian McKellen destroyed the role as Gandalf? You know what I'm saying? All those actors in Lord of the Rings destroyed the role. Ian McKellen destroyed the role so well because he got his nice like $13 million. He got a nice, I don't know, like $6.5 million check in his bank after taxes and his agent. He made a good like $6.5 million bucks in his bank out. He worked his ass off, obviously. He got a nice fucking payday. Do a lot of things with that money. You get your nice cars, you buy a nice house, go on vacation. He got a nice paycheck. That's why he worked. That's why you can argue Ian McKellen destroyed the role out of all the actors. Who do you think destroyed the role the most? I would say Sean Astin and Ian McKellen. Ian McKellen and Sean Astin deserved Oscars, man. Those guys, everyone else, all the other actors destroyed the role, but they weren't Oscar worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like Sean Astin and Ian McKellen were Oscar worthy, like had Oscar worthy performances. As Ian McKellen destroyed the role of fucking Gandalf, man. He destroyed it, man. He had a strong presence on the screen. You know what I'm saying? I thought he stood out of all the actors. Yeah, there's something about Ian McKellen that stands out more than everyone else in Lord of the Rings when you see him acting. Yeah, because he got paid the most money, obviously. That's why he worked harder. Obviously, right? He'll work harder, obviously. So think about this. All those Lord of the Rings actors, guys like Elijah Wood, Dominic Monaghan, Billy Boyd, you know what I'm saying? Orlando Bloom, Viggo Mortensen, the actor for Eowyn, the actor for King Theoden. The actor for King Theoden destroyed the role of King Theoden. He probably made $100,000, $150K for the two movies. $100K he made, and he destroyed the role as King Theoden. Obviously, the actor for Amber destroyed the role of Amber, and yet those actors got shittier money, obviously. And I'm paying all the what? I'm paying all the what? All the Lord of the Rings, all the Zane's actors are consistent millions. I'm giving them a small piece of the royalties. They're going to work hard for me. And they're going to all completely destroy the role of the character. You're gonna see Andy Serkis destroy the role of Job. John Boyega destroy the role of Tacitonius. Alon Joje destroy the role of Papyri. Ariana Grande destroy the role of Belle because they know they all strike it rich. Yeah. Yamanet destroy the role of Mary. Obviously. Yeah. You're looking at a fucking masterpiece of a story I wrote. Yeah, man. Hence why, and don't forget, I paid the Lord of the Rings crewmen more money too. Hence, the crewmen are going to work harder for Peter Jackson, me, VJ, and Peter Jackson, Guillermo del Toro, and Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. The crewmen are going to work double harder for me than what they even did in Lord of the Rings. And you'll get a better movie. The special effects team will work double. Weta Digital and Weta Workshop will work double harder for me than what they even did for Lord of the Rings. I paid the supervisors and everyone the rich $150,000, $200,000, $250,000 salary. And so they're going to work double harder for me. That's why I'll get a better movie. And I pay the actors millions, hence why they're going to work even double harder for me than what they even did in Hollywood. Double harder for me than even what those Lord of the Rings the way those Lord of the Rings actors worked in Lord of the Rings. I paid Peter more money. Peter Jackson worked double harder for me than what he even did for Lord of the Rings. Because for Lord of the Rings is Warner Bros. You're like, oh yeah, I mean, fuck Warner Bros, man. Even though Lord of the Rings is my baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, for Warner Bros gave me a shitty $9 million budget. I was a dirty fucking slave, you know what I'm saying? They only paid me like $10 million for the fucking movie, and I worked my ass off, and you're paying me $10 million for pre-production. And I rich $65 million salary and a $10 million post-movie bonus. I'm going to get a piece of the royalties. He's going to destroy the roles of director. Peter Jackson's going to work hard. He's getting his rich millions. He'll work really, really hard. Hence why he's saying we better than Lord of the Rings. Better than his Lord of the Rings, guaranteed. But the end of the offer, even though I believe James will be better than Lord of the Rings, you know what I'm saying? Some fans might like Lord of the Rings better, and they might like even J.R. Tolkien's book trilogy better than my book trilogy. I highly doubt, though, because Lord of the Rings is a drag to read and it's a bit boring. Whereas my book is very fresh, it's very refreshing. When you read it, you're more hooked. The story flows better. The characters jump on the page. It's a more interesting story than Lord of the Rings. It's a unique story. Ereteth double walking in the south. Ephesus is the king of the mountains. Tachys the prince of the north. When you pass the north from Blood Valley and you're now in the south, you're now in the animal kingdom, and that is Ereteth's territory. There's a different atmosphere, a darkest, grayish, bluish sky, and Ereteth's the king of the south. And Ephesus is the king by the mountains. Look at the masters that I wrote. Yeah, man. Yeah. To end off here, in other words, when Peter Jackson reads my book, he'll want, okay, Ivan's been bragging, saying his book is better than J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. J.R.R. Tolkien wrote a masterpiece, obviously. He's been bragging, saying that his movie will be better than my Lord of the Rings trilogy. He's gonna be like, okay, let's see how good Ivan's book really is, and he's gonna read my book. And then once he finishes reading my book, obviously that thought will cross his mind. Yeah, I see Ivan's point now. Ivan wrote a masterpiece. If you turn this kind of movie if you turn this kind of book into a movie, if you adapt this kind of story into the history and you pour like $9 million towards it, I can see his trilogy topping my Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yes, man. If you pour like $9 million towards that kind of story, have me act as Prince Tachys fighting the devil himself. You have that amazing world building of the north and the south. The south is cursed, the north is holy. Yeah, I can see Ivan's story topping it. Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yes, that's how good Zanus is. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'm going to upload the video, take a shower, brush my teeth, and I'll go to the store, get my beer, my smokes, and I'll come back and I'll probably watch my video. And I'm going to read that amazing book that I bought. The biography of the journey of Middle Earth, right? I recommend you guys pick that book up. Ian Nathan, I believe, is his name. His name is Ian something. Anything you can imagine, Peter Jackson. Just type in anything you can imagine on Google, and you'll see it pop up on Amazon. You'll see the links on Amazon. It shows Peter Jackson. He has this like he makes this weird face. It's called the Anything You Can Imagine. Peter Jackson, the makings of Middle Earth, something like that. The journey of Middle Earth. Just say anything you can imagine, Peter Jackson, and you'll find the book. I recommend you guys pick up that book, man. You're looking at an amazing book. Ivan Amaro, I'm signing out. Peace.